I've made a lot of mistakes. I can't hit a ball for the life of me, and that cost my baseball team the championship when I was in high school. I got 596th on the Hunt leaderboard. So that's 596 mistakes right there. And not everyone was very happy with my tier list. I made mistakes in some of the placements. I apologize. But I didn't come to you guys with my tail in between my legs today because I needed a pat on the back. I don't need comforting with these. I've long come to terms with all of these mistakes I've made. But I come because I found someone that doesn't make these mistakes. Someone who is a master of judgment, who never gets anything wrong, and they have made a Mega Hunt tier list, and it is absolutely insane. This guy is called Wood Reviewer, and he posted on Twitter, "The Hunt Mega Edition may be over, but my judgment isn't. Come read my review of all 25 places in the event to see if your favorite game passed with flying colors. Spoiler, they probably didn't." So when I first... Sorry, Benji, I moved my chair and look, another mistake. I can't stop making mistakes. That's why I need to read this. But when I first saw this guy, I was like, wow, this guy's very big for his britches. He's like the Gordon Ramsay of Roblox. He's coming down, hitting every game with the swear words like, nah, that's not good enough, pal. That meal's only 5 stars. I expected a 6-star cuisine, a delicacy. But then I actually read the website, and his name suddenly made sense. He literally goes around and he spends over 5,000 words reviewing the wood of these Roblox games. Literally, like the wood textures and anything to do with wood in these Roblox games. It is insane. And so I wanted to go through and react to this for the first time with you guys because this level of critique is just... unknown. I've never seen such incredible levels before. So he starts with, "Hello there, fellow hat collectors of Roblox. Wood Reviewer here for the Hunt Mega Edition, a mega editions of last year's The Hunt event. This time with even more bad wood grain." So we're coming in with like a bad start, guys. This is not looking good. You know when the review starts with, "This year there's a lot more bad things," your restaurant's getting shut down by the customers. You're not going anywhere. So I'm really worried about the future of these games, but we're gonna see what happens. Now, that might be a bit unfair to say, since this review is just getting underway, but I will say, my The Hunt V2 screenshots folder that I am using to store all the screenshots of bad wood grain for this hunt is a tad bit over a terabyte, so it is safe to say it isn't going well. But you know, perhaps I'm being too harsh. Maybe like 999 megabytes of those files are from like 2 games and the rest of them are just fine. We should just give every game the benefit of the doubt and have each one pass my tests on its own. So right now, these games are like, you know the doors with that meme where the Grim Reaper's coming in and like there's blood on the previous doors? Wood Reviewer is the Grim Reaper and he's about to swipe through every single Mega Hunt game. Now, he's the Wood Reviewer, not the Megabyte Reviewer, because he did get it wrong here when he says 999 megabytes because, you know, there's... Well, that just makes a gigabyte when you get to 1,000. You need 999 gigabytes to make a terabyte. But hey, we're not judging him for this. We're judging him for his ability to judge wood. But what are his tests? Well, he mentions it here. What exactly are they? Well, it is simple. I play each game and complete the objectives for the hunt. And if I find bad wood grain along the way, the game fails. So this isn't even like a 5-star type thing. This is straight up, if I see one bad grain of wood, you're going to the pits of hell. You're never coming up again. You're gonna lose your entire play account, because I guarantee you, when all the children in the playground start talking about Wood Reviewers' views of the wood, they're all gonna collectively boycott it. Even my dog's starting to go crazy about this. He knows something bad is coming. He's getting anxious. The one caveat with this event is that due to the hidden puzzles most games have, I did have to explore more of the games than I had to in previous events. So I did explore more of most games than before. Also, as another disclaimer, just because I'm unable to find bad wood grain during this event, it does not mean a game doesn't have any bad wood grain. It just means I couldn't find any in this event. It is entirely true there is some more bad wood grain somewhere else, but due to the time constraints of the event, I don't have the time to look for it. But don't worry about that too much. It won't be a major issue. For now, just sit back and enjoy all the bad wood grain that is on full display in this event. Are you guys ready? We're going on a journey. I'm not going to go through literally everything he says, but I want to point out, like, you know, the main things that he talks about, probably related to the images. I haven't read this yet, so we're in for a wild ride. Starting with SpongeBob Tower Defense by the Krabby Crew. So you can see right here, he's facing a steering wheel, and I may be an amateur when it comes to wood reviews, but even I can tell this is not getting a very high mark. Let's see what he says. The issue with this wheel is that the wood grain on the outer rim of the wheel does not properly have the wood grain wrap around the outside of the wheel. Additionally, some of the spokes on the wheel are incorrect. But wood reviewer, that's a minor issue. Well, good thing I still have another almost gigabyte of bad wood grain to pull from to find a more solid example here. Here, this one should be more solid. The side grain for this staircase is incorrect, with the front face having boards that are vertical, while they should follow the top face and have the planks go from one side of the staircase to the other. Honestly, I can't believe I didn't see that during the actual event. I must have been blind while going through this game. It's a miracle that I missed this. I can't believe I didn't do it, but that's why I'm not the wood critic here. Wood reviewer is the wood critic. He is the Gordon Ramsay of wood. Even Untitled Tag Game isn't safe, guys. You'd think Untitled Tag Game had no wood in it? Well, think again. He finds the mannequin here. The stand that the mannequin is standing on has bad wood grain, along with the arms of the mannequin itself. And there's more to it as well. He goes into fine detail with a magnifying glass, because look at this right here. As an extra little bonus for those of you who think I'm being too petty, or that this is some type of Easter egg, so it shouldn't count, in the opening cutscene of this event, you fall through a portal. And one other thing that falls through the portal is this stupid old car that has bad wood grain on the upper support for the front windshield, along with several other places that aren't obviously visible from this angle. Like, this guy goes so hard on the car. He goes as far as to call it stupid. You know you've infuriated wood reviewer when he starts pulling out the doo-doo words, the words that your mum wouldn't let you say in front of the neighbors. Like, stupid? My God! Untitled Tag Game, that's bringing it pretty low, I think, in my book. Oh, no, poor Pressure. Oh, the first game that has returned from previous events. I never actually played Pressure because it was, when it was in the Halloween event, all I had to do was join the lobby and found bad wood grain without actually having to play it. But this time he was forced to actually play it past the lobby. And guess what I found in the game? The same wooden pallet with bad wood grain that he found in the lobby previously. The bottom here is that the stretches going from one side to the other have vertical wood grain when the wood grain should go along with the length of the board. This is horrible. Do you see how bad this is? A game that he'd previously reviewed hadn't fixed their wood grain. That's like going to a restaurant, getting served literal mold on your eggs, and then being like, hey, there's mold on this. I'm going to come back in a year, and if it's not better, well, I'm going to be upset. And you come back a year later, and there's still mold on the eggs. They haven't learned a thing. And I can't believe I put Pressure in the S tier of my tier list. Ridiculous. Utterly foolish of me. This is actually a good sign. He actually compliments Chained. You can tell when it's a compliment because it's only got one paragraph, but he says it's because it's not just all smooth plastic in the main game, but like it really commits to the bit, as he says, because they really go with the Lego. So he's kind of happy about that. Like, if you're gonna have bad food, you just got to commit to it at the restaurant. That's basically what he's saying, and make your whole restaurant based on it, and that'll be okay. So Rivals is like, you know, pretty normal. He's not too happy about the crates and yada yada, stuff we've seen before, but then Clip It shows up. Returning for its second official Roblox event, third if you count its special appearance I made for it during the Halloween event, the expectations for Clip It were not as high, as it has a history of severely underperforming in events. Man, I really thought Clip It had a chance here, by the way. You know, Clip It always gets dragged on during these events. I thought maybe, just maybe, the reason that it gets dragged on is because they put all their effort into the wood. Maybe, like, they don't care about the gameplay and for all these poor people, but they do care about the wood. But it doesn't seem to be the case from what I can tell. I had some hope that during his many hours of chasing 1 millisecond optimizations for various backend processes, that there might have been some hope that the wood grain would have gotten at least 5 minutes of work. But nope, it still sucks. here in the vertical posts on these shelves are incorrect, along with the vertical walls of the shelves in the background. But maybe that's a step too far. I mean, I didn't even have to leave the spawn area, again, to find bad wood grain. This time it appears on this donation board sign right behind spawn, because using bad wood grain on signs is the new hip and hot thing that the kids want these days. Look, I've got to be honest, wood reviewers. This is where I sort of diverge a bit. I know he lives in a world of wood, but to me, I never really spawn into a game and immediately look at the wooden leaderboard. Maybe I'm just different. Maybe I can't see the realities of the world. But I just don't notice that. So I believe it's probably just a mistake from the developer of Clip It. I don't think they're doing it to be hip. And also, I don't think too many, like, the young ones probably won't care. Anyone above the age of, like, 30? Oh, yeah, they're gonna immediately leave the game after seeing that. But anyone below? Oh, no, he even made a video from Clip It about all the bad wood grain he found. Oh, dear Lord. He made it the longest he could. Oh, please. Somebody have mercy. It's everywhere. He just keeps teleporting through the map. Oh, God. Oh, I can't watch. This is terrible. Oh, no. I can't watch all of it. And it's more of Clip It, so please take me away. So looking at Dusty Trip and World Zero, you know, pretty average. He doesn't like them. Too much wood. He wants to burn the city down. Dusty Trip, same as last time. But I was curious to see what he says about Infection Gunfight, because everyone hated Infection Gunfight. And I notice here he talks about that. Let's have a look. Infection Gunfight is one of the games in the event. I know there were some people that hated it because people thought the event was too hard. Other people hated it because they felt the game was unbalanced and broken by the thousands of new players joining and breaking the gameplay of the game by trying to do other quests instead of playing the game. Even others hated it because the sound design was weird, and others hated it because of the map layout. I, however, am a pro hater. I hate it because the wood grain is trash, and I was able to find bad wood grain in-game before the intro message to check your quests when you first join even disappeared. This time, the culprit being this railing. Those rails and vertical posts both have bad wood grain. But don't worry, for the sake of this review, I'm not condemning the game based on a single railing. I am condemning it based on a single railing and this ladder that I found nearby, which also had bad wood grain on both the rails and rungs. Plus, there were some other examples of bad wood grain throughout the map, and others, but I don't have time for that today. Oh, dear Lord, he's gonna go into more detail about it? Dear God. So, poor Infection Gunfight, again, they just can't do anything right, man. The event, the normal players and even the wood reviewer, it's just not looking good for them. Oh no, Hell's Kitchen. As Hell's Kitchen is a TV show that mainly revolved around a really angry guy yelling at a bunch of people because they are stupid idiots, because they make simple mistakes that any professional in their field shouldn't make, I was expecting that this game, made by professionals, wouldn't have any simple mistakes, like using bad wood grain on the doors of the intro cutscene for the game behind the Gordon Ramsay model. However, unlike Gordon Ramsay, I don't call devs stupid idiots. I just imply it. But that small door frame wasn't the only issue. In Gordon's random murder basement he has under Hell's Kitchen, these random shelves of bad wood grain on their vertical posts. Why does he have a murder basement with random shelves? I don't know. The devs must be idiot sandwiches. This is awful. Bro, you know when your freaking murder basement is getting judged for its wood grain, you're in trouble. Like, he probably found a couple victims down there, but he didn't even acknowledge them. He was too busy looking at every fine detail of the wood grain. Frankly, though, yeah, I'm disappointed by Gordon Ramsay. Honestly, I don't think this gives him the right to shout at other people for being idiots when wood reviewer so well points out how bad the wood in this game is. Frankly, it's very disheartening, and I will not be watching Hell's Kitchen ever again. And I'm telling my grandmother to boycott Rawdon Gamsey, his evil twin brother. Gordon Ramsay and Rawdon Gamsey. She's gonna boycott both of them, because I bet Rawdon Gamsey has bad wood as well. Not even natural disaster survival could escape his wrath. He said that one shouldn't expect much to change in a game that has been successful for longer than the average Roblox player has been alive, but I am not normal. I do have high expectations. Okay, not really high expectations, more like ground level. Anyway, those expectations are that a game shouldn't have bad wood grain, and guess what natural disaster survival has? If you guess a single face of a wooden door frame that has bad wood grain, while every other door frame is correct, you guess correctly. Is this an Easter egg for me to find? Who can say? But even if it is an Easter egg just for me, that doesn't explain that this door on a different map that has existed since before Stickmaster Luke even knew I existed, that also has bad wood grain. In this case, the door should be vertical, or preferably made of several smaller pieces of wood, all with the correct wood grain. So, you can't even hide an Easter egg from this guy. Stickmaster Luke thought he could pull a fast one on the wood reviewer, but no, this guy has the all-seeing eye for wood. Nothing escapes his vision. And he even managed to find a mistake that Stickmaster Luke did overlook that wasn't part of an Easter egg. It's just ridiculous. Okay, I read a bit of Regretivator here. This is great. A game that I've never heard of or seen before for some reason. A few of the lead devs behind Regretivator follow me on Twitter, so that made me feel a bit bad because of the fact I had never heard of it before. However, once I started to play the game and noticed the bad wood grain, I went from sad to angry because they follow me and yet they still have bad wood grain in their game. One such example's in the lobby where wooden crate has a bad wood grain. It's just horrible. So these lazy, slack developers literally follow the #1 wood critic and they don't bother about it with their game. It just tells me that no love goes into their game at all. I cannot believe it. So much opportunity for them to step up to the plate. They can't even feign ignorance like all these other games. It's just, honestly, it's disgusting. And I can't believe I put him so high on my tier list. Whoa, we have a wood reviewer hater here. What? Unlike most devs on Roblox that just ignore me, Preston of Build Into Games actively hates me. Oh, okay, we have a battle happening here. Well, what's gonna happen next? But unlike those other devs that ignore me, Preston changed for the better, and now all of his games have correct wood grain. Good job, Preston. And to everyone else who laughs at me for saying hate is a bad motivator, see, it can be good. I can't believe it. Like this is the first time I've ever seen Pet Simulator do something right that people don't hate. Honestly, it's strange. All right, so he goes through and reviews the rest of them. He manages to find more bad grain in practically every other game. I checked, trust me. But now we got to get to the statistics, the real numbers that tell us just how bad is it. Tell us, wood reviewer. Here, he says it here. Well, of the 25 games in the event, only Pet Sim 99, Chained, and Eat the World had proper wood grain. I did read it. It's because Eat the World one, it was all plastic, basically, so he was happy with it. So that makes 3 out of 25, or 12% of all the Roblox games since the recent revamp of the Hunt last year. This is the second worst showing, only ahead of the Winter Showcase at 8%. To be fair, the Winter Showcase was pretty garbage. For reference, the Horn had 18%, the Games 20%, the Classic 25%, and even last year's Hunt had 17% of its games with proper wood grain. Granted, all those events had simulators boosting their scores. 12% is pathetic. Although Untitled Tag Game would have been good if not for their devs' hubris. And not even the Mega Hunt hub is okay, because there's no wood there, except for the splash screen, the loading screen when you go in, because he notices that is the default house. But wood reviewer, it's too blurry to see anything. He goes into Roblox Studio and zooms in on the door frame to find bad wood grain. So even Roblox can't escape this horrible curse of terrible wood grain. Yes, despite all of Twin Atlas's hard work, they are let down by Roblox's own template places. That is sad, so very sad. But hey, there is always the next event to improve / remember to use custom thumbnails / game icons for sub places. And there you go. The review's complete. Honestly, this opened up my mind. I had no idea just how bad us Roblox players had it. It's honestly disgusting, and it's making me entirely rethink my career of Roblox. Only 3 out of all 25 games with good wood. I cannot believe it. I'm let down and I'm disappointed. But hey, like he says, the reason we do this is to make these games better. So one day we can live in a utopia where every single Roblox game has perfect wood. It'll just be just like real life. That's brilliant. Anyway, I thought this was a really funny, goofy thing to do. A hilarious looking post. So shout out to Wood Reviewer here, making incredible wood reviews. Oh, wait, no, I'm too big right now. There we go. Shout out to Wood Reviewer. Check out his Twitter and check out his blog post known as the Wood Reviewer Roblox blog. He's got, oh my god, he's got so many years of archives. So yeah, go check him out and, yeah, watch out, devs. Wood Review is on your behind.